Well, welcome back to another episode. Mate, we are back on the road after a fairly sizable stint down in Albany. We're all hitched up, van and car back there, and we are back on the road. Heading back east for Christmas with some family and friends. But yeah, we just pulled up on the side of the road into one of these parking bays on the side of the highway. Got some chicken in the air fryer cooking up, and yeah. Look at the day, mate. What a beautiful day, eh? Sun shining. How good. Nice and warm. But yeah.
All the way this way. And that way. To get home.
Where are we?
Do you want to show everyone? Where are we, Rock?
Do you know where we are? And where are we going?
Here, well,
Oh, actually all the way probably over like there. Anyway, are we excited to be back on the road?
yeah.
Yeah.
Good fun, loving it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Anyway, so this is going to be a fairly quick trip back across the Nullarbor again. It's like, what's this, the 4th time this year? And yeah, we'll show you what we get up to. We won't be doing too much. We're pretty much just going to get back across. But anyway, yeah, how good. Right, so as we're heading back to east, we are on the South Coast Highway. We've actually just turned off the South Coast Highway. That takes you from, well, pretty much from Albany, or further, but from Albany to Esperance. But then we're heading straight north to head to Norseman, to obviously head across the Nullarbor. But it goes out to quite a point to get down to Esperance and then back up. So what we've done, the GPS have actually taken us to cut that corner a bit. It saves something like 100 k's, but it's taken us on a dirt road. So I just thought I'll show you what we do to eliminate as much of the dust as we can from getting into the van. We don't have any sort of dust suppression system or anything, but what we do, we got a roll of duct or cloth tape. So all we do is just tape up the vents, and then on the inside of the door there's one down here on the step, and then one at the top up there as well, above the door. So yeah, all we do is just use this cloth tape it up, and we found that helps once. We didn't do this bottom one in the step once, and came in and we only probably did a couple of kilometers on the dirt, and the whole step and the floor and even up to the kitchen bench was covered in dust. But every time we do it with the tape, it seems to save it. But I think that's all. So fingers crossed we don't get too much dust in. I think it's only about 13 k's on the dirt, but we'll see how we go. We've made it to the gold mining town of Norseman. We stopped and got some fuel, $300 in fuel, but also everyone got an ice cream as well because it's a bit warm out there, and we've had a big run in the car, haven't we, boys?
And they've been travelling so well. Yeah,
we've done what, 7.5 hours so far, and they've been loving it, really. Look at that, yum yum. And we've decided we're going to push in a bit longer and see how we go, see how far we get. But anyway, yeah. So I only made it like another half hour down the road and the boys needed, or one of them needed to go to the toilet, so he pulled over. Thought it'd be a good time to smash some dinner, right? So I've got the chicken Kievs in the air fryer, having a cheeky drink. Boys are down there having fun riding a bike. Just gonna chill out here for a bit, have a bit of a rest, to stretch the legs, to play outside, and then eat, tuck into this dinner, and then we'll probably hit the road again. But yeah, what a stunning day, mate. We've had very small amounts of wind as well, which has been super nice, because yeah, wind just is no good when you're driving long distances, especially with a big van on the box, big van on the back and a tinny on the roof. It just picks up the drag a bit. But anyway, we just, yeah, out here in the bush. Highway's just back here, so every now and then there's a big truck go past, but yeah, it's just stunning here. Love this sort of like bush, reddish dirt. Just, yeah. What have you found, Rock? An ant colony.
Yeah, look here.
Whoa.
They all spit on it and then they make it out.
Look at that. That's cool. How'd you find that?
Oh, no. They builded it. The ants builded it.
We almost ran over it on our walk, didn't we?
Yeah. Okay, let's go now for a big walk, buddy.
We've made it to the western end of the 90-mile straight. If you can see the sign just behind me, yes, it is dark. Believe it or not, this is our 4th time crossing this year, and we got here and someone has just left, they've just gone. There has been a lineup at this sign. 4 times we've done it this year. Anyways, so yes, it's dark. We've got good spotties on the front of the ute. The wind's really down at the moment and it can change at any moment, so we are using the opportunity to bank some K's. But yeah, we just stopped, stretch the legs, check out the sign, and we're gonna grab a drink, grab something to eat, and then keep going. Anyways, woo! Well, good morning. So we made it to camp last night at about 10:30. We are just at the Kaiguna blowholes, which is the blowhole's just down there, but we've come up the back to find a camp. There was a few other people here last night, but they've all gone now. So we ended up doing about 1,000 Ks yesterday, which is a pretty good effort from the boys. Yeah, it's a lot easier at night when the boys are sleeping and it's cooler. There was no wind. Roads were a bit quieter. But yeah, anyway, because we did such a big drive, and just before we left, I did some work on the car and changed oil and things like that, which I generally don't like doing anything major before a big trip, but living out of the ute and living on the road, it's a bit harder to, you know, not do those big things and then just drive, because it's sort of what we do. But anyway, so what I'm going to do now is got the bonnet up of the old ute, and I'm just going to check the oil, check the fluids. Oh, we do actually have a small coolant leak as well, which I'm sort of hoping that the radiator doesn't give out on our way over, because we don't have a spare. But yeah, so check the coolant, check the oil. I check the trans oil as well, but we got to do that with the ute's running, obviously. And then just before, which side did I do? Just before we left as well, I had to replace the upper ball joint on the upper control arm there. So I'll just jump underneath as well, just check everything, go right through the whole car, check everything. I'll pull the torque wrench out, and I'll run over all the wheel nuts, because it's better to do it and be safe than have a wheel fall off on the highway. But anyway, yeah, so always a good thing is just spend 5-10 minutes in the morning to go over your car. Doesn't cost you anything, but it could cost you a lot if you don't. Anyway, boiling some water at the moment to do some dishes, and then we'll hit the road. So I'll just give you a bit of update from yesterday on those dirt roads. Didn't end up being, what did I say yesterday? 12 or 13 Ks. It ended up being about an extra 50 Ks after that, because that was, yeah, anyway, turned onto another dirt road a bit. There was another 50 Ks, and have a look. Right, so obviously this is the vent we taped up, but have a look when we pull this off, all that dust sitting on that tape. So it just shows how much comes in. When one time when we went on a real small dirt road, this whole step was filled with dust, and we ended up being on there for a fair while, and no dust anywhere, none on the benches or anything. So definitely works at taping up those vents. Bit of a fun fact for you for your Nullarbor crossing. I think in 2 places, could be wrong, but I know of 2 places along the stretch from east to west, there is Royal Flying Doctors Service runways on the main highway. And so this is one just here, so right at the back here, it's the start of it, and then it goes all the way down here. But yeah, I've never actually seen a plane on any of them, but it's pretty cool to be driving along the runway when you take off here. Yeah, anyway. Just need to deploy the wings out of the old U and take off. Righto, so if you didn't know, that shed back there is the quarantine station to come into WA. So if you're heading west from SA into WA, you have to stop there and throw out all your fruit and veg. But heading east, like we are, there's no requirement to stop there to chuck out any fruit or veg or anything. That doesn't come until you're coming into Ceduna. But yeah, so if you're heading west, you've got to throw out all your fruit, veg, fresh seafood and honey, and then you can keep on going. Now, if you've ever crossed the Nullarbor, or you ever plan on crossing the Nullarbor, you probably plan to stop somewhere in a spot like this. So this is a 38k marker, or 38 kilometers from the West Australian, South Australian border, and it's right on the edge of these cliffs. How incredible is that? Pretty scary though, like. Straight down, and you can bring your cars right here. As you see, there's more people camping, but something makes you a bit nervous when you got little kids. But anyway, we'll keep them on a short leash, I reckon. They'll go over pretty quickly. Anyway, I'm gonna get some photos, and it's a little bit too windy, so I might not put the drone up, but see how we go. We're about 20 minutes out of the Nullarbor Roadhouse, and we've just pulled over to have a quick toilet stop for the boys, and I've chucked some food in the air fryer in the back of the ute. So by the time we get to the Roadhouse for some dinner, it'll be cooked and we won't have to wait around for it to get cooked. How good. So we've made it to arguably the most iconic roadhouse. Would you say that? Most iconic roadhouse on the Nullarbor trip? Well, on the trip from east to west. And it is actually the Nullarbor Roadhouse. That's the old one. That's the new one. How cool. Anyways, we've just smashed down our dinner, had a bit of a rest, and we're going to keep pushing on. But yeah, this place is so cool. If we were here a bit later, we would have seen it just as the sun was going down. But anyway, yeah, how good. So we are there, Rocky, and we started down here,
Yeah.
and we have gone to here, and we got to go.
Is that dingo?
Look at the dingo. Have a look at the whale rock. Well, good morning. So we made it to camp last night at about 2:30, 2:45 Adelaide time. We are, I think we're about 40-50 minutes west of Kimber, so not far to go now and we'll be in Adelaide. So yeah, we just stopped to this this rest stop. We've actually stayed here a couple of times on our trips across, and it's yeah, it's a pretty good spot. It's right on the highway. The highway's literally just there, so you do hear a few trucks at night, but it's not too bad. But anyway, it's a bit of a later start this morning. We're obviously lost that 2.5 hours coming across now, and boys, we've been sleeping all morning pretty much, so they've only just woken up. But anyway, not far into Adelaide now. We'll get into Kimber actually, and show you the big galah, because that's always pretty cool to have a look at. And Kimber's the halfway point from east to west. But yeah, anyway, see you there. So we made it to Kimber. The big galah's just back there, and what's special about Kimber is it's the halfway point from Sydney to Perth pretty much. But anyways, we're going to leave you here with this one. Thanks for following along on our quick trip across the Nullarbor, and yeah, hope everyone has a great Christmas, and we'll catch you in the next one. You guys want to say Merry Christmas to everyone?
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas.
All right, catch ya.